everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. Being a musician isn't only about playing the notes. I would go so far as to say being a professional musician is like this much playing of notes and this much having everything organised. There's nothing worse than thinking, oh, I need to look at that piece, and you have a pile of music this big and you're going through it and all the pages are getting out of order. It just makes your life so much easier if your sheet music is in order. Then you can find things quickly and you're not rushing through and stressed. So I'm going to give you a little tour of my sheet music. It sounds a bit boring, but whenever my friends or colleagues come round to my house, they're like, oh my god, when they see my very, very fancy bookcase. But it's really easy. You can do it at home as well. You could even make a computer spreadsheet database of all of your pieces, but you don't have to. So I'm in my house right now and my sheet music is all here. I have all of my sheet music just on these two shelves here. It's a lot of music, but I've got it all split up into handy categories. So over there on the bottom left we have all of my early music. Above here we have contemporary music. Along here we have my ensembles, and down here we have teaching and a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, and apparently He-Man is there as well. Let's take a look at early music. Over here we have all of my published editions. They all look very nice on the shelf. We've got some Blave sonatas and next to some Telemann. They're not in any particular order because I do like to have a little look through them whenever I'm getting some music out. Next to that we have chamber music. I've split this up into Baroque music and then Renaissance consort. That makes it a lot easier for finding stuff. What I've used here are clear plastic boxes, and then you can decorate them yourself just by taking a postcard or something and putting that in there. So that looks really, really nice. As you can see with this music, it's mostly copies and printed out music. Now, with regards to copyright, music, I believe published before 1946 is copyright free, and early music is also copyright free. So there are a lot of resources where you can find this on the internet. For example, IMSLP is a great website where you can download copyright free music and you're not stealing from anybody. Here we have early solo music. There isn't so much of this as the chamber music, but we've got some of the classics in here. Van Eyck, and we also have one of my favourite books ever, the Baroque Solo Book, the essential 18th century accompanied repertoire for alto recorder. We're going to take a trip upstairs now to contemporary music. Oh, it's a bit dark because I'm not really very good at lighting. Hey, so contemporary, we've split it up into electronic music, solo and chamber music. And as you can see with the contemporary music there's also a lot of published works, but a lot of copies. These are lots of composers' manuscripts because I really like to work with composers and make new pieces together. And a lot of them are also copies from when I was studying things, but make sure if you're really going to learn a piece and perform it, that where possible you contact the composer if they're still alive. They always like to hear from performers, and that you buy the piece and make sure they're getting paid for their work as well. Okay, over here we have some ensembles. Recorder and percussion, this is a random collection of music from when I was doing a project with recorder and percussion, and then these are some of the ensembles that I've been playing with. It's really handy when we have a rehearsal to think, oh, I'm going to rehearse with Axelot, let's find our music. So keep your ensembles, different sets of music, separate. Over here we have all of my teaching stuff. For teaching, I've split up material and methods. Now, methods are the books that your students will be using, and these are things like get them out. Alt, Blockflöte and Reise, that's a nice one for alto. Ik en mijn blokfluit. That is a soprano recording method that I use with kids in the Netherlands. And in England, I really like Red Hot Recorder Tutor. That's got great pieces in it. Over in teaching material, this is more like pieces and songs that you can use with your kids. Studies and technique. Now this is for me as much as it is for my kids, and I use this box a lot because I'm a bit weird and I really love technique. So we've got all of the different techniques books that I've collected over the years, and I've also got a little folder in here that's got different sheets and printouts that I've got from various classes. Now He-Man is, I don't know why he's there, but this is a couple of random boxes. Merc series, this is just a whole collection of music that I got from a colleague who wasn't using it anymore, so she donated it all to me, which was really kind of her. I owe her a big cake. And duos, this is a random collection of recorded duo music. So whenever I want to play a duet with someone, well, hey, there we go. And perhaps the most important box, I have an extra little category, and that is playing now. This means that the pieces I'm practicing right at the moment, I don't have to keep putting away, and I can find them really easily. And I've just also found these are my dentist bills. Up there on the top is a pile of scores that are too big to go anywhere else, and also my own scores that I make when I'm performing a big work with a big score. What I do with my scores is I always make them very beautiful before I play, and I stick them onto cardboard. This is so that the audience just sees this, much nicer, and I can read everything without having to do page turns. This is my score of Berrioz's Jesty. It's very well loved. It's got paint on it from some theatre show. If it's a very complex piece, I like to make a kind of book. So this piece is called Level by Mr. Rosset, and it's for recorder, saxophone, flute and live electronics. And I've put little stickers where my part is because the score is a bit nuts, and you can just read it through like that, and sometimes it helps to do this kind of thing. So just in this one little area I have all of my music, and it's organised beautifully. It gives me a lot of pleasure to look at it because I like to put things in little categories, and it means that whenever I want to practice I can find my music really quickly and easily. Thank you for watching my video on how to get your sheet music organised. I hope this gave you some inspiration. Let me know about it in the comments if it did, or if you have other ways in which you organise all of your stuff. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. The next tutorial coming up will either be on flutter tongue or singing and playing. I haven't quite decided yet. Bye!